So Exodus now finally feels the pinch of the losses for the rounds we had in the second half of this game. As now they are forced into an eco round. Archaic, White and Kachop are the only members left. Archaic gonna be next player down, and looks like a very clean round for Laze, as they are gonna be mounting their comeback here. 12 to 8. Still in favor of Exodus, but we're reaching round 21 now. So there's gonna be a timeout from Exodus here. They want to kind of reevaluate the options they have. Now Finance has been suffering firepower. They don't have the same firepower as Laze at this point of time. And the number of utilities, as we've seen, Exodus really exploited this back from the first half of the game. With the finance advantage, the amount of utilities they had against Laze was kind of one of the core components of how they managed to extend their lead to a 12-round win. But right now, Laze is kind of turning the tables around now. They are the ones dictating the pace. They are the ones making sure Exodus has to make the mistakes before they can try to get the bomb plant. And I think Laze, they're doing a very well done job of kind of forcing Exodus to make really bad positioning around themselves here. So Exodus, they're going to be having a lot of utilities for this round. This is kind of like the Hail Mary for them as we approach round 21, because if they lose this round, it's going to be really tough for them. In terms of finances here, you can see there's a lot of shots being fired, and you can see Kelao. He has to try to use this smoke, and the utilities being laid down by Laze. Really important. They want to force Exodus into a really bad position here. You can see Banana defense really strong by Laze, as White gets a wallbang to get Nias and Bella down here. I think this is really strong showing for White. The Molly comes in, but Exodus, they don't care, they just run through it, and it looks like they're going to be able to secure this bomb plant here. Numbers advantage, 5v2, too simple for Exodus at this point in time. They're going to try and extend the lead to 13 rounds as we are going to approach round 22 after this. Looks like the bomb plant is going to be happening. Laze, they have to keep it simple here. Nothing much they can do. They're going to be just sitting around, I guess. They have to try and get this save, this eco at least. As all members of Exodus still pretty much healthy, still alive. Plenty of utility on their side. Archaic, pretty sacked out. No rush. As the boys are ready to keep it simple and slow. So just waiting out for this detonation of the C4. As the boys are ready to keep it simple and slow. No need to rush. Just waiting out for this detonation of the C4 secure. As the boys are ready to one apiece in our best of the game today. For this waiting out for this detonation of the C4 secure. As the boys are ready to one apiece in our best of the game today. At this point in time, I really like how the stop to come from a scoreline of 2 now currently at 8. So 13 to 8 close down the deficit to a 5-round gap. Of course, still in advantage to Exodus. So Exodus, the Hail Mary really paid off for them. They recuperated their finance, got a bit of money in the bank now. Take a look at the number of utilities on the side of Exodus. Slightly more than Laze, but I think this offers them a little more options in terms of how they want to create the push and pressure. As you can see, White, I think in the previous round, Apartments was really where they kind of won the round for themselves. They got a couple of kills. Laze is kind of right here. I think Laze is kind of preparing on the defense around Apartments, to make sure that situation doesn't arise again. So it looks like there's going to be a push from the side of Exodus, as they want to try and make things happen. Woozy and Archaic going to be taken out instantly though. What's going to happen? So now Exodus are going to be left with 2 members, just White and Kacho here. The Molly's going to try and force out pace from Exodus. Looks like White is going to be in a tight position. They have to try and secure this bomb first though, as Kacho might be taken out. White all left all alone against 4 members. This doesn't look too good here. White going to be taken out. So this means Laze, they get one back in the bag. 13 to 9. Still a 4-round deficit in Exodus' favor, but I think Laze, perhaps they're onto something. Because right now they have managed to put a slight dent into the accounts of Exodus. So this doesn't mean they're going for an eco round here on Exodus yet. But if they can continue this style of play on the side of Laze, this is probably going to hurt Exodus, and it might be a chance to get a turnaround on the scoreline. So Galao here going to be witnessing the first molly of the game, as Muzi takes a bit of damage here, as well as Dark Muzi actually going to be the first one to fall. A nice headshot there by Dark. So we have to see how Exodus wants to play this. Still plenty of time in the game. So I think Laze, they really want to take care of the apartments here. This is something that in the past few rounds, Exodus has been trying to, you know, kind of exploit. But right now, the number of members on Exodus don't look too healthy. 3 members up against 4 on the side of Laze. And it looks like there's going to be another kill. Here, oh no, going to get sandwiched here. So it looks like 2 members of Exodus are left. It's going to be a 2v2 situation here as they try to force the issue. Which bomb site should they go to here on the side of Exodus? Looks like the bomb plant is going to be happening. So this is pressure on Laze instead, as the bomb is already ticking. And looks like we have to kind of figure out how these players from Laze wants to make their move. As Tyrone, he knows that right now the bomb is planted at the A bomb site. Is he going to get the kill? No, he's not. So this just leaves Nep all alone. He's going to get this snipe though. So he has to try and find Archaik, the last member, before the timer gets ticked out. Is he going to get the kill? No. Archaik gets the win here for his team. So 14-9. This is a 5-round advantage as we approach round 24. 2 more rounds for Exodus, and this is in it for the bag. This is going to allow them to have a 1-1 scoreline in this best of 3 series as they compete for the bronze position in our Southeast Asia Regional Qualifiers for eXTREMESLAND 2019. So while we have the timeout, for those guys who are not here with us at Suntec, do come down and check out EFA. This is the Esports Festival Asia 2019. We have plenty of games for you to explore and witness as well. So I'm casting CSGO for eXTREMESLAND. Of course, this would not be possible without our sponsors. So let's give a short shout out to them. We have ZOWIE, CSGO to Asia, as well as Game Asia. So this is to thank them for this really awesome event here. And plenty of action as we approach our round 24 of this CSGO qualifiers. These 2 teams are going to be playing for the bronze position. And as we have it, Exodus is currently in the lead, 14-9, a 5-round advantage. Kind of putting a dent in the bank of Laze here. So we want to see how aggressive Exodus wants to push themselves to be. As the mollies have been exchanged here, they want to force the reposition from the players of Laze. And of course, once again, this is not the only area that Exodus wants to put pressure on. We have the banana, which is something of a good position for them to play, as Muzi gets a glimpse of Dark and takes him out. So 1-for-1 exchange so far. Not too much damage for both sides. But Muzi, I think he perhaps wants to try to play a little bit more conservative here, as there's not a lot of utilities on the side of Laze to play around with anymore. So they probably want to take their time. 1 minute on the clock, still enough time for them to try and make something happen. He gets a snipe off. Muzi doesn't catch a glimpse of the second player behind though. So this is going to mean we're left with Archaik and White to try and get this bomb plant. Now the decisions have to be made. Which bomb site do they want to go to, as they have to figure out how to squeeze and maneuver their way past 3 players of Laze. All still pretty healthy on the side, and it looks like Archaik's the only one left. As Laze, they have 3 members to cover multiple angles. And Archaik, as he slowly approaches, which bomb site does he want to choose? He gets a glimpse of Redla. Doesn't hit the mark here. He's going to try and force Redla out. Oh no! So it looks like Laze is going to get the win here. 14-10 as we approach round 25. Exodus so near yet so far, as they're just 2 rounds away from kind of sealing the deal and putting the scoreline 1-1 in this best of 3 series here. So 4 seconds on the clock. Exodus, a little bit more time to discuss where they want to go with this, as now they have been forced to go into an eco round. Not much utility to talk about on the side of Exodus, but on the side of Laze, really decked out in firepower and utilities. Everything on hand for them, plenty of options to explore. As Exodus, I think they want to go for the Hail Mary, go all in here. as they catch out a glimpse of a couple of players. White is going to be taken out instantly along with Akai. Muzi, Kelao, and Kachot are the only members left. Well, just Muzi alone, and looks like Laze, they're going to pull one back as well. Scoreline too close for comfort here on the side of Exodus. It's going to be 14-11 as we approach round 26. So no timeout for the side of Exodus. Laze, I think they have a lot of options to play around with. Plenty of utilities on the side, much more than Exodus. Exodus managing to get the firepower on point for this round at least. So let's see how does Exodus want to play this round. So Laze, I think they have definitely have the upper hand going into this future rounds itself. They are able to hurt the economy of Exodus already so far. And if they can continue this win streak, this is going to put Exodus at a deficit, which could secure their 2-0 lead and secure their bronze positioning. So we have Kalel as well as Kacho here. So the defense here from Laze is really important. They want to block off the movements from the banana as well as apartments, as Muzi is the first to fall here from the side of Exodus as they try to make their movement across. Kacho is going to be able to pick off one member of Laze here as he wants to be a bit more aggressive. Well, vision has been blocked here from Laze, so Exodus, they have to try and make their money count as the utilities not a lot left for them to try and make a push. Kacho just firing some warning shots, trying to get 3 kills if it's possible. Smoke has been dissipated as they're left with less than 45 seconds on the clock for the side of Exodus to try and make something work. So the smoke has been laid down to block vision away from Laze. Kacho, he has to be very careful as he approaches this bomb site. So they will be able to move in, but Akai and Kalao are the only members left. The bomb is going to be in the hands of Kalao. Kalao will be able to get this bomb plant down. So pressure now reversed back to Laze. This is something that Laze has to try and figure out. They're going to be able to get the rest of it. Kalao, the only member left. Can he do this defense on his own? Not yet. So now we have to see who has the bomb defusal kit. Looks like it's going to be really simple on the side of Laze as they get this defusal. So it's going to be 14-2, a real nail biter as we approach round 27. So 2 rounds apart from each other. Of course, Exodus still in the lead, but right now, economy-wise, not looking too good for Exodus. So this is kind of the dictation round, I guess, for Exodus. This really will dictate the pace of the next 2 games for Exodus. If they don't secure this round for themselves, their bank account is seriously going to take a huge hit. And Laze, I think they would love to take advantage of that. Muzi here, just trying to scout out here. Looks like the smoke has been coming in. Gonna be an exchange of nade as well. So Muzi gonna be throwing down the money just to slow things down. They don't want this aggression from Laze. They don't want to lose any members early on, such early on in the game. So we can see here a couple of rotations on the side of Exodus. Laze really smart with the positionings they have so far. You can see they want to cover as many entry points as possible from the side of Exodus. They want to make sure no sneaks in through the apps. And it looks like there's going to be a force here. Muzi, they're going to force their way through the banana as Dark takes a fall. Really aggressive push here. Take a look at Kacho. He's going to be leading this force. He puts a run past Molly here, but losing a lot of health on the side of Exodus. Can they make this work for themselves? As they get the next kill, Styrone fall as well. So now they are going to be able to get this bomb plant. Now it's up to Laze to try and make something happen as Redla gets a glimpse, but he gets taken out. Mia as the last strand of hope. It's going to be a 2v1 situation. Still something manageable if possible. But looks like he's going to throw the flash as well as the smoke. Going to block himself out as he tries to approach and see what options he has at this point of time. Gonna get the kill. Is he gonna get the defuse in time though? As he's looking at the smoke. Akai gonna get the kill. So Exodus, relieves some pressure off his team here. It's gonna be 15-12. This might potentially be the last round of this game. Exodus, if they do manage to secure this, this is going to be a 1-1 scoreline in this best of 3 series for the bronze position in our Southeast Asia Regional Qualifiers for eXTREMESLAND 2019. So Exodus, they really want to be very calculative this round. They have plenty of utilities to kind of play around with, and they have the firepower as well to overtake Laze. So Laze, slightly lesser utilities on the side. White actually gets taken out. Looks like Uzi is gonna be alone left with Kacho as well. Not looking too good. Kacho here just wants to break the smoke. Oh no, gonna get caught out here. Things don't look too good. Muzi left with 7 health. Is he gonna get the bomb plant though? So bomb plant against 3 members of Laze. Alright, so he gets hit by what a Kobe here. Muzi gets taken out. Now it's up to Laze to get this bomb defusal. He has the defusal kit, so no issue for him. Pretty simple job as he gets the scoreline to 15-13. Still in favor of Exodus. Oh, Exodus really, I think the pressure is on them. So near yet so far here. 1 round away from taking the series to a 1-1. But I think, of course, Laze not gonna want to allow that. So as the players are trying to fix some issues, let's talk about Laze here. I think Laze, they are in a very strong position to kind of take the game away from Exodus. Right now, Exodus, they have to try to figure a way out through apartments of Banana. So far, the defense from Laze, I think, has been pretty strong. They have managed to cover the sneak movements from Exodus when they try to go from apartments. And Banana Rush, so far, has been working out for Exodus. So perhaps Laze will want to take this into consideration on how they can better cover the movements from Exodus if there is a possibility of a Banana Rush. So this is going to force Exodus into an eco round. Not much utilities to talk about, obviously. And now they're going to try and force the issue here. Exodus, what are you going to try and do as they're going to be standing right on the molly? No good for you guys, Exodus, as plenty of the members are taking a lot of hits. Molly's just being thrown around by Laze. They want to slow this down as much as possible. Looks like Exodus, they kind of have this step back, kind of reconsider the options they have. No utilities to speak of anyway, and firepower is really seriously lacking in consideration of what Laze has as well. So Akai probably going to lead the chase, but no, it's going to be White. He's going to leave himself alone with Kal-El. The last strand of hope here. I think we're going to be forcing this game into overtime as Kal-El gets taken out as well. So it looks like it's going to be 15-14. Laze 1 round away from making this into a tie and going into overtime. Exodus, they do not want to throw this lead. It's going to be the same situation as the first game where Exodus really established a strong lead for themselves and kind of lost it against Laze in the late game. So now this is kind of like make or break for Exodus because they cannot afford to lose this round. Exodus here going to be very ballsy in their movement. Quite a lot of utility, I think pretty even in terms of utilities options for both sides, Exodus and Laze. But Exodus, they were kind of really aggressive with the usage of their utilities, I think, which is the main reason why they were losing a couple of these rounds. So now Dark is going to be the first victim of this Exodus push here as Kal-El goes in with the double flash. As we see now, they're going to be throwing down mollies all over the place on the bomb side B. Kal-El, another molly on the map, but it's going to be caught out here. Akai on the back lines of the side of Exodus. This is going to make something work as Laze are left with 2 members. This looks like a round for Exodus to take. They are the ones in control. Now it's just up to Laze. They have to make something happen. Yes, the last member doesn't look too possible at this point in time. Well, it looks like Mia's going all in here. Not really going to work out. It's going to be 16-14 here as Exodus wins the round. Wins the game itself. So they are going to push this 1-1. And this is our best of 3 series. So we will be moving on to our 3rd and final match of the day for these players. I mean, Exodus, they definitely breathe a sigh of relief for sure. When they started this first game in this best of 3, really convincing start, and then they kind of just lost it towards the end against Laze. So Laze really happy with that first win. So Exodus, they were kind of moving into the same situation once again. They had a really strong lead, and it looked like Laze was going to kind of turn the tables and get back into the game again. So pushing the scoreline to 16-14, very impressive here by Laze. But Exodus, once again, came out on top, now they have this opportunity to get the bronze positioning. It's a 1-to-1 scoreline as we have our best of 3 for the bronze position of our Southeast Asia Regional Qualifiers today for eXTREMESLAND. So do join us in a bit as we go to our final game of this best of 3. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. Do stay around. Alright, welcome back guys as we move into our final game of this best of 3 between Laze and Exodus. So it looks like Laze is going to be on the losing end here as Exodus once again established a lead in the first round of this best of 3. So take note, this is the final round, the final game between these two teams, and this will dictate who is going to get the bronze position in our Southeast Asia Regional Qualifiers for eXTREMESLAND 2019. So right now I think Exodus has chosen the gun with the CT position. So with this first pistol round, as always, first pistol round is very important. This allows the teams to actually get a significant finance advantage, as well as, you know, just having a one round advantage makes a slight difference, if not any at all. So right now Exodus, they want to play very, very carefully, kind of let Laze, you know, slowly breathe down on them. As Redler is going to try for the push, they're going to get the first kill on White itself, and he's going to be taken out as well. Looks like we're going to have a 4v3 situation, 3v3 now, with Dark taking out Muzi as well. So Muzi next one to fall. A 2v3 situation, will they be able to get the bomb plant here as angles have been covered? Dark able to get Archaic down, and so this just leaves us with a 2v1 for Kachos, and it looks like Laze, they will get the second round of the first round of the game. So this is a significant advantage for Laze, as this will allow them to go for a couple of stronger weapon choices as well as plenty of utilities. So here we have plenty of firepower on the side of Laze and much more utility. I mean, no utility to speak of on the side of Exodus. Once again, train is a very small map. So the one who has better control of utilities normally has the advantage. And if you take a look at Dark, he's trying to scout for information for his team here. Look at the rotations. Looks like Cyrone. They get the bomb plant here. So Styrone just waiting for any kind so to walk past him. He gets a few shots in. But here Mies trying to hold down the location. It looks like there's going to be a kill here. So Styrone is actually going to take a fall. As we move on, Redler getting a kill for his team as well. So this just leaves us with White and Muzi on the run. This round is going to be in the favor of Laze. So this is going to be 2-0. So 2-0 in favor of Laze. This looks like a good start for them. This is a very different picture from the past two games we have seen. Exodus has always taken the lead, and now the tables have been turned. So Laze now establishing the lead with this terrace position they have been given. So right now, both teams going for a full buy, but of course, Laze slightly more utilities on their side compared to Exodus. As we take a look here, it looks like Nev is going to be the first one to fall. Redler taking a lot of damage here, so it's going to be a 3v3 situation. Molly's has been laid down. The smoke is down on the bomb side as well. You can take a look at Dark. Dark has been taken out. Styrone, the only member left to fend for himself against 3 members of Exodus. This looks like a good round for Exodus because Laze, wow, what a nice shot here by Cyrone. He has given away his position, so he has to try and relocate himself. 2v1 situation, plenty of time for Laze to try and make something work. They have to get the bomb first, and looks like he wants to kind of peek it out, but Styrone gonna be the last one to fall on his team. So this means that Exodus gets the return. This is gonna be 1-2, still 1 round in favor of Laze. But this means the bank is not going to look healthy on the side of Laze. So many more utilities offered by the side of Exodus. As Laze, they are going to try to come up with whatever options they have left. So you can see Exodus, they really want to spread themselves out, kind of sandwich whoever is on the side of Laze here. As the molly has been dropped, Cyrone probably gonna not get picked out here. As Dark gets the first blood of this round. A very aggressive push by Laze here, and I think they are gonna make it work. The smoke has been laid down on the entrance. So at bomb side B here, another smoke laid down. Dark is gonna be responsible for holding the fort here. The bomb has been planted, so right now it is ball in Exodus court here. They have to try and force something to happen as Dark slowly tries to make something. Other situation gets caught out though, as Cyrone and Rattler Mies will be left to deal with this defense. So it looks like there's not enough time, and we will have this next round going to Laze. So Laze is going to be leading now, 3-1, a 2-round advantage. Not too shabby, not too small as well, but I think it's something of significance as it puts a dent into the economy of Exodus. So very, very useful utility usage by Laze at the bomb side B, smoking out the door and putting a molly on the floor as well. This actually slowed down Exodus too much to the point where they couldn't even contest the defusal of the bomb. So right now we have Dark leading the charge here as we look to the formations on both sides. Pretty spread open as Dark tries to engage the smoke. So Nev having to deal with a double molly from the side of Exodus here. Extinguished again by the smoke, so Nev, can he do anything? He catches them out, a sandwich here. So they're gonna try and get some kills, but it looks like Mies, Dark and Rattler will be responsible for this round if they want to get the win. Rattler's gonna be taking out Mies, the only sole survivor on the team. A 1v2 situation, he does have the bottom hand. It's gonna be a 1v1 now. Mies just making sure he considers his options well first. Now White, he has to kind of figure out where this bomb plant is going to be happening at. As now the bomb has been planted, it looks like now defense is on the go. So Laze, they have the upper hand at this point of time. Still plenty of utilities for him to try and explore as White needs to figure out where the bomb plant is. And Mies here happy and contented to just stay in a particular position while he waits for White to try and get something. As White is going to find the back and he's going to get the kill. But does he have enough time to get the defusal? Well, I think there's more than enough time. He has the defusal kit on hand. So this is going to be a round to Exodus as well. So Exodus 2-3, still pretty close. As we approach round 6 of our final game of this best of 3. Please do be reminded, they are playing for the bronze position in our Southeast Asia Regional Qualifiers for eXTREMESLAND 2019. So the stakes are pretty high here. So right now we have the push as Cyrone will be leading his team throughout the map itself. And the first kill happens with Kal-El getting the first blood for his team. So it's strong defense here by Exodus. They want to smoke up as many entrances as possible. As Ian's going to catch a glimpse of Archive here. He's going to try and get the kill. He gets the kill. Nice. Even though it is an eco round, they are somehow making it work on the side of Laze so far. And Ian's here just hiding behind. And he is going to be taken out here as Cyrone and Nev are left to defend on their own. So Cyrone and Rattler, they have to try and kind of figure things out. This is a 2v4 situation. A nice one-tap there by Cyrone. They have to go and retrieve the bomb. Another nice one-tap. This evens things out. He gets a gun in exchange as well. So things are looking better on the side of Laze. Well, not really much utilities to talk about on the side of Laze, but I think this is something that Exodus can try to expose. As now Laze is gonna try and retrieve the bomb and go for the bomb plant. So not a lot of time left on the clock here. There is 30 seconds. So Laze, they have to try and figure how they want to make this work. As Exodus already covering the bomb sites, they want to make sure they get as much coverage as possible.
Bomb has been planted.
Looks like the bomb will be planted here. So now the ball is in Exodus court. You have to try and figure out how to mount this defense. As we take a look at how Kal-El is going to be approaching here. Gonna get taken out, Kal-El. So this means a 4-2 scoreline for Laze, and this looks good for Laze here. A 4v2, 2 rounds in advantage to Laze. This means the economy is gonna look so much better on the side of Long Amazing Zebra Ears. Exodus, they have to figure something out. This is a very, very difficult round for them to try and take, because not only are their finance suffering, they don't have access to a lot of utilities as well. Firepower is definitely not going to be the same level as what we have on the side of Laze. So Exodus has to be very conservative in their plays, as there's plenty and plenty of utilities on the side of Laze for them to explore, exploit, and to distract as well. Exodus, they're going to get their first kill on the map here. So Dark is the first one to fall, as Miaz is going to try and scout information for the team. And Neff here laying down the molly, trying to stop any movement from the side of Exodus. So they're going to try and force the repositioning of players from Exodus, of course. Exodus still very comfortable with the position they're in, even though they do not have a lot of firepower as of now. They are still holding the fort on the defense. So Laze really contented to just take their time, really consider the options they have. They still have plenty of utilities on their side. Exodus, no utilities on their end, so they kind of really are going in blind if they really want to force the issue here. As a Rattler tries to go for the push to try to figure out where the remaining members of Exodus are. And it looks like that's going to be a double kill on the side of Laze. They are going to get the bomb plant if possible. Rattler trying to cover certain angles, and he gets the spawns out, and Rattler, he manages to secure another kill for his team. So this is going to be the bomb plant. 4 members still pretty healthy on the side of Laze against 2 members of Exodus. Bomb plant, this doesn't look like it's going to be a situation that is favorable for Exodus. Well, Kal-El has managed to acquire an AK for himself, but it looks like it's a lost cause here for Exodus. No, not much utilities to talk of. No time to waste. So Laze, they're gonna take their time and just scour around the map.
Terrorists win.
And so this means it's gonna be a securing of another round in the name of Long Amazing Zebra Ears. Laze here getting 5 rounds ahead. And this is going to be 2 for Exodus, so a advantage of 3 rounds going in favor of Laze, as we have our first counter-terrorist timeout, 1 of 4 used on the side of Exodus. So far, Laze really showing up in this final round, final game of our best of 3. I think Laze has been very, very calculative and very careful with the usage of their utilities. They have managed to force Exodus into very, very awkward positions throughout the different rounds we have seen. And so Exodus here, they have to try and salvage something for their economy, so at least they can come up equal in terms of the utility usage here. As Rattler is going to be leading the chase down into the bomb site here. Rattler gets a glimpse of a few members here. He's got to be careful. He gets a spot out. First kill for his team. 2 kills. Will he get a third here? Not really. He's going to be taken out immediately. So while all that was happening, the bomb plant already taken down. This is going to be at a B-bomb site, of course. Exodus already knows this while they were defending the A-bomb site. So it looks like the defense is going to be head-to-head on the side of Exodus, and I think they look pretty contented to maybe not force the issue. Well, the economy has already taken a very big hit, and with this round is going to suffer an even bigger hit as well. Looks pretty disastrous on the side of Exodus. So you probably do not want to be in the shoes of Exodus if you're talking about their bank account. So this brings us to 6 against 2, a 4-round advantage, of course going in favor of Long Amazing Zebra Ears. Laze really comfortable with where they're at now. Once again, much more utilities in comparison to what Exodus have. Firepower wise, they are kind of similar. Both sides, they do have an AWP to talk about. So that's an insane amount of firepower. Now it's really about the positionings and the usage of utilities for both sides, as Rattler, super aggressive movement. You can see just walking past everything, and he gets the first kill for his team here, taking out White. So it's going to be very aggressive. Gets the second kill for his team. Super aggressive positioning here by Rattler, but well, we know about here as Styro is the last member going up against two remaining members of Exodus. He gets the kill here, so it's going to be a 1v1 situation for Styrone and Archaic. Right now, Styrone does have access to the bomb, so he has to consider his options. No utilities on the side of Laze. So Exodus, Archaic, he has one of each available option here. He can kind of force his way around the map, especially for the bomb site. He now knows the A bomb site is not where the bomb plant is going to be happening at. Now he has to kind of consider what are the different options he has, as Tyrone needs to keep himself hidden and watch out for that defuse. A nice headshot there by Styrone, so he helps to secure the next round. Well, staying alive with just 5 health, this puts a major dent into the economy of Exodus. And Exodus, I think, they're really on the back foot here, trailing by 5 rounds as we approach round 10. So a very comfortable lead on the side of Laze. Plenty of utilities to talk about once again as Exodus suffering a hit again. Eco round now, only one utility left on the side of Exodus as we take a look at what Laze is planning to do. Neff is going to spot a player out from Exodus here. He's going to force the issue. He's going to try and get the kill here. Well, looks like that Mari is going to help take out White. And it looks like Laze once again in a good position. A second kill, third kill. So Laze really comfortable position as we are left with Cal L, the last member, only left with a Deagle. Alright, well, he gets his gun on point and he's gonna be taken out with that lead. So Laze now leading 8-2. A 6-round advantage, super aggressive. And I really like the way that I see Laze playing. And it's really strong as well. So Exodus, this is kind of a risk round for them. They are going with the double AWP strat, massive firepower, and quite a few utilities to talk about. This could be the game changer for them. So once again, Laze very aggressive in his movement. Now it's just about choosing the correct place to be at as he spots out a member of Exodus here. It looks like we're going to have a skirmisher. Neff is going to catch the back of 2 players here as we have Akai and Muzi left alone for their team. Muzi is going to be taken out, so this just leaves Akai, his sole lone man on Exodus to try and make something happen. He still has a couple of utilities on hand as the bomb has been planted. I think this really doesn't look good for him. Akai, I think the rest of the members of Laze are trying to kind of figure out where he is right now. And while that is going to be happening, they're going to let the bomb tick away. So Akai, I think he has to kind of figure out where does he want to hide here. Things don't look too good as he actually gets spotted out. He's going to be taken out as well. A clean sweep for this round. All members of Exodus being taken out. So this means that Laze is going to extend the lead to 9 rounds. So this is going to be a 7-round advantage going in favor of Laze, of course. And as we approach round 12, things don't look too bright for Exodus here. It looks pretty grim, to be honest. But I think Exodus, perhaps if they can manage their finance a bit better in terms of getting kills and setting more objectives for themselves, perhaps they can start the mount of a comeback. As once again, you can see Laze super aggressive, and Exodus hasn't been able to address this issue so far. As Mies cuts off any attempt of this rotation, and it looks like it's gonna be a bomb plant happening, possibly for the side of Laze, as White is taken out as well. Akai and Kellel, the last member to fall, really quick and convincing round here by Laze. 10-2. an 8-round advantage, and Laze really super comfortable. I mean, take a look at the difference of finance in the bank account. You want to be in Laze's shoes right now. So eXTREMESLAND going all in here with the utilities and the firepower. The double op strat going up against Laze. While the real molly comes in, and it looks like Laze is gonna pay the price for this. As Tyrone and Mies, they couldn't react to this super aggressive movement from eXTREMESLAND. Very, very strong here. It looks like Tyrone is the last member left as he tries to make his way. He does get a consolation kill, but now the rest of eXTREMESLAND are gonna kind of figure out where he is anyway, and he's gonna get taken out. So a nice change of pace here from eXTREMESLAND. Super aggressive. I mean, all this while throughout this 14 rounds, we have seen Laze being super, super aggressive in their movement, really quick, really strong, and eXTREMESLAND hasn't been able to keep up with the pace so far. But right now, I think the tables are starting to turn. Even if it's the second last game of the first half, eXTREMESLAND, perhaps they are on to something here. So eXTREMESLAND securing one round for themselves, leaving the score at 3-8 as mollies are being exchanged right in the bomb side A. Another molly being thrown down. Muzi is actually the first to fall here, and it looks like we're gonna have a very aggressive push as Nev gets taken out. It looks like Mies, Dark, and Styrome will be responsible for this bomb plant, and it looks like Hello, the last member left. What can he do? He's gonna be trying to scout out information for his team here. Doesn't look pretty good because the bomb plant is probably gonna happen at this point in time. He gets spotted out by Dark. Reaction's not fast enough, and here we go. It looks like 11 rounds going in favor of Laze. So 3-11 now, an 8-round deficit on the side of eXTREMESLAND. Bank account is not really looking very full. So this is the last round of the first half at least, and it looks like Laze are looking to run away with the win here, securing the bronze spot. As we see, once again, very aggressive movement now from both teams. White is going to be the first victim of this exchange here. Nev follows in exchange as well, as we see skirmish between Tyrone. And Tyrone actually gets backstabbed here, so we're left with Mies and Redla on a 2v2 situation against Muzi and Archaic. 1v2 situation here as Mies catches a glimpse of one of the players here as the molly is being set down. A nice one kill here, 1v1 situation. What can Mies do? It looks like eXTREMESLAND will end the first half with a win. So this is going to be a 4v11 scoreline. A 7-round advantage, of course, going to the way of Laze. So I mean, really, really well played here by Laze, being able to get themselves up 7 rounds in favor of themselves, of course. 11-4. This, of course, is quite reflective of the situation that these two teams have been at the current moment. Laze really has run away with the game. Very, very smart and good use of the utilities they have access to. Really put a dent in the bank of eXTREMESLAND. And eXTREMESLAND, they seem to be slowly recovering from this as they have managed to pull back 2 games in the last couple rounds. So I think this could be a slight momentum shift into the game as we shift into the second half. Of course, these two teams, they are playing for the bronze position of our Southeast Asia Regional Qualifiers at eXTREMESLAND 2019. So I think what Laze will want to do as they switch sides is kind of maintain the positioning and the aggression they have had since the first round of the game. I think eXTREMESLAND hasn't really caught up to the pace of the game in terms of how aggressive Laze has been playing throughout this first 15 rounds. So if, let's say, they can address that particular issue, eXTREMESLAND may be able to mount a comeback, because right now they're really suffering in terms of the utilities usage, in terms of the firepower they're able to offer when they're going up against players from Laze. So another thing to consider on the side of eXTREMESLAND is probably about the positionings. Laze has been able to kind of cut off the players from eXTREMESLAND every single time they want to do a switch or a rotation and a flank. So this is really difficult for eXTREMESLAND to kind of keep up with. And I think Laze will want to continue this when they move on to the CT position as we proceed to the next half. So of course the player highlights here, Mies, our top kill streak guy in the side of Laze. He has 19 kills to his name. And along with that, Redla not too far behind, 15 kills as well. I think Mies and Redla, these two players have been really responsible and critical so far for the kills that have happened on the map. And I think they are one of the core reasons why Exodus hasn't been able to recover. Every time Exodus makes a good rotation, they're always being caught out by Mies and Redla as well. So I think this is something that Exodus probably wants to try and get a solution for. And of course, on the side of Exodus, I think one of the few members that we probably want to talk about is Kal-Lao. I think Kal-Lao and Kacho have been doing decently. They have at least attempted to try to go for the rotations, to try and cut off the Laze players. So far, it hasn't really been working out, but this is really due to the lack of utilities on the side of Exodus. But that's because of the lack of finances, and it's just spiraling downhill for them at this point in time. So probably when they approach the next round, what Exodus would want to try and achieve is at least get the first pistol round for the game. And with that, they can slowly garner their finances, make sure they put massive, bit by bit, dents into the economy of the opponent team, and perhaps from there they can mount a comeback. I mean, 7-round deficit might seem huge at this time, but if you get the pistol round within the first half of this first round of the second half, that can potentially kind of secure you 3 to 4 games at least if you play and manage your finances well. So with that, we'll be moving on to the second half of the game as we approach the final game of our game best of 3. So this is one aside for Exodus and Laze, and let's move on to the game right now as the game has already kick-started. So Exodus here, they are going to be on the counter terrorist side, and Laze, they are going to be on the terrorist side as well. So let's take a look at how the players of Laze wants to approach Exodus, wants to approach this first pistol round of the second half. Well, they're doing really, really well, taking out 3 members already, 4 right now on the side of Laze. So Redla, the only remaining member left. What can he do on his own here? Well, not much apparently, as he's going to be sandwiched in between all the players of Exodus. Nim. So Exodus, they have got off to a good start here. This is what they need to be doing. They got the first pistol round of the second half of the game. So what is going to happen now is kind of leave things up to Laze itself. I mean, the score was at 11-4. So right now it's 11-5. Of course, still in favor of Laze. As Redla, you can see, going super aggressive, going up against so many members of Exodus here. Exodus now left with 3 members. Archive super low on health. It's going to be a 3v3 situation here. Well, 3v2 situation right now, as they are looking to push into the bomb side here. As Archive is going to be able to take out Cyrone here. But it's going to be taken out, and it looks like Laze, they're going to secure this round, extend their lead. Now it's going to be 12-5. So still 7 rounds in advantage to Laze, but that just spells, 4 more rounds for Laze. So Exodus, they want to try and move around the map, make sure they get some good information, as they don't really have much utility to talk about at this point of time. Kal-Lao tries to get a kill for a team, gets a spot out but doesn't hit the mark there with his snipe. So it looks like it's going to be quite dangerous for the side of Exodus. As Archive is going to take some big chunk of damage, and it looks like Muzi as well. So Muzi, Archive, and Kacho and Muzi are the only 2 players left. Now I guess they have to try and figure something out. They have to try and retrieve the bomb first of all, as it looks kind of grim for the side of Exodus. It looks like Laze, they are going to be able to extend their lead as Kacho gets taken down. So we're left with Muzi as the sole and lone player on the side of Exodus. Gonna get sandwich here, and it looks like it's another win for Laze. So Laze now, they are gonna be up 13-5. This is gonna be an 8-round advantage, a super huge advantage, and it's gonna put an additional dent into the bank of Exodus. I mean, this is not the way Exodus thought the round would have gone for sure. They did secure the first pistol round, but somehow Laze has managed to turn this entire thing around, forcing them into another eco round. And take a look at Laze. The utility on Laze is insane. The firepower as well as Exodus are all forced to be on pistols. So Kellau here. Kacho is going to be taken out immediately. Kellau looks to follow suit. So we're left with Muzi and Archaic as well. Well, this saving grace is they still do have the bomb as Archaic is getting into a skirmish here. Right at the tunnel, and it looks like Archaic, the last member left. And it doesn't look too good. He does have sighting of another member. It's going to be sandwich here, throws the bombs out. He just wants to surrender here. It looks like it's going to be another round for Laze. So Laze is going to be up 14-5. Doesn't look too good here. So right now, the score 14-5. A 9-round advantage, of course, going in favor of Laze. Long, amazing zebra ears. Notice here, they finally get to have some decent firepower on the side. A couple of utilities to talk about, but it really boils down to when they're going to be using it. As here we see the Mollies have been dropped down at the shot. Aka is the first to fall. And looks like Muzi is going to be falling as well. Muzi left with Kacho here, the only 2 players left on the side of Exodus. This doesn't look good on the side of on Exodus. They get a consolation kill here. Muzi is going to be the next one to fall as Kacho is the last member alive. Later, they just assert their dominance as they go into round 15. 15-5. This is potentially the last round of the game for this best of 3. Laze, they really want to clean this game up as soon as possible. So Exodus, they're going with the Hail Mary, super huge firepower, a couple of utilities to talk about, but we have to see if they can make this round work for themselves. You can see Kellau already trying to be in a very aggressive position. Gets spotted out though. Gets taken out immediately. So this leaves us with Muzi, who has been taken out as well. Akai and Kacho, not much to talk about here. Akai is the last member alive. He has to try and retrieve the bomb at least, as he gets a consolation kill on Dark. Gets the AK on his hands as well. And now the rest of Laze are going to find out where he is. And congratulations to Laze as they wrap up this round 16-5. So really, really good game here. I mean, 16-5, this is really, really good on the side of Long Amazing Zebra Ears. I mean, we didn't expect this for game 3 for sure. They were pretty evenly matched throughout the first 2 games of the set. And, you know, Exodus, they really couldn't recover from that first half. I think it was too much to ask of them at this point of time, because really Laze just laid massive amounts of disadvantages onto Exodus. And I mean, if I was in Exodus' shoes, I probably wouldn't have done any better, you know. But Exodus, really props to them for pulling out 5 rounds out of this last set of this best of 3. And of course, Laze, very impressive players. We have to take a look at some of the players I would like to mention. I think Nev and Mies, these 2 players, they are pretty, you know, the core component of the team is about their rotations, their ability to cut off plays from the side of Exodus. And with that, I think congratulations for securing the bronze position in our Southeast Asia Regional Qualifiers 2019. So right here, we are doing eXTREMESLAND. As we move on to the next segment, this will be the highlight of the day. Brand Esports, a Philippine giant, and Boot, a Singaporean giant. These 2 giants are going to go head up against each other to fight for the first and second place to see who can get those tickets to Shanghai, China, and the prize of $1,000 USD in their pockets. So do join me when I'm back, and we hope to give you some exciting games from these two giant teams. So I'll catch you in a bit.